Hariom, everyone. Vivekji's not feeling well today, so I will be helping us through verse 13 of Bhagavad Gita. All right, so we'll chant it. Samam kaya shiro grivam dharayanna chalam sthiraha sampreksha nasikagram swam dashascha navalokayan. All right, so right now in chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita, we are studying Dhyana Yoga, or the art of contemplation. So in the previous verses, Bhagavan Shri Krishna has been guiding us through the practices, through all of the auxiliary things which help us maintain that single-pointed concentration for long amounts of time. So everything that's said up to now and for the next few verses are aids to keeping our mind single-pointed, ekagrata. So in this verse, Shri Krishna says, samam, erect, kaya, shiraha, grivam, body, head, and neck, dharayan, holding still and steady, stiraha. So Bhagavan Shri Krishna is essentially telling us how our body posture should be while we're sitting for contemplation. So sitting with the head, neck, and back are all erect in a straight line. And then this next part, it's a little bit confusing. So he says, nashikagram, gazing at the tip of your nose. So sampreksha is gazing at the tip of your nose without looking in any other directions. So while sitting with your head, neck, and body in a straight line during contemplation, your eyes should be looking at the tip of your nose without wavering. So this practice, it doesn't necessarily have to be taken literally. So you don't have to sit there and gaze at your nose and kind of go cross-eyed. Your eyes can be closed, or some people, will look at one object consistently without wavering. But the sentiment of this part of the verse is to practice single-pointedness, to not let your vision wander in any form. So if it's easier to do it with your eyes closed, then that's fine. If it's easier to look at an object in front of you, that's fine. But the practice that Bhagavan Shri Krishna is giving us here is to look at the tip of your nose. So it's just an exercise to help facilitate concentration. And the thing about contemplation is, in the beginning, when I first started practicing contemplation and learning about meditation, I always expected, whenever I would sit down for contemplation, for me to, as I sit there and I reduce the flow of thoughts and I'm focusing on a single point, I would feel some sort of, some sort of otherworldly bliss. It always seemed kind of abstract to me, I would experience this euphoria all of a sudden. But only later did I realize that the joy that is derived from contemplation is the same type of joy that one feels when they're absorbed in any type of work. So the joy is uh, is a factor of absorption. It's not something that comes externally because you're in some profound state of mind necessarily. It's not really like that. It's it's purely the joy that's coming when our mind is absorbed in something. It's not wavering. It's not distracted. It's not um, going into the past or thinking about the future. So I think that's something to keep in mind whenever we're trying to contemplate and we're doing all these practices. Is that it seems in the beginning it can seem a little tedious and dull at times, and it's hard because we don't feel this this exuberant joy that's described in the Vedas. But if we keep in mind that what we're really trying to do is we're trying to get our mind to be absorbed in a single thought, to be absorbed in that, the idea that I'm one with all that's around me. And in that absorption comes the joy that we're looking for. So it's a very unique practice in that sense, is that it's going straight to the heart of our joy that we experience in a day-to-day life. It's not, okay, I need to, watch TV to be absorbed in something to feel that joy. It's, I can invoke that absorption on my own without any other aids to help me. So it's a extremely important practice to be able to do it. It's essentially our ability to absorb ourselves at will in whatever we're doing, which, it's akin to focus, something like focus, but it's deeper because it has that emotional connection with what you're doing, your ability to lose yourself and experience true joy in what you're doing. So this dhyana, this contemplation, it's not, you know how people say that one should be meditating 24 hours, 7 days a week. No, you should be in meditation constantly. People say that, right? It's the idea that this type of practice isn't just meant to be, okay, 10 minutes in the morning, I'm going to do dhyana. It's a practice that we have to keep on practicing in anything that we do. And I didn't understand that for a long time. How can you practice dhyana throughout the course of your day, 24/7? It doesn't make sense. I have to keep my eyes open. I have to do work. I have to think about other things. But really, the practical way of practicing dhyana all the time is to be single pointed in your attention with whatever you're doing, because that's the sentiment behind dhyana, is our ability to place our mind on one thing, to not let it get distracted by the things around us. So whenever we're practicing dhyana, we're learning the art of absorbing our mind at will. Okay. All right. So now we're going to do some guided imagery. So I'm going to share my screen really quick, and this will be our contemplation for today.
Sitting with your head, neck, and back in a straight line. Legs are crossed comfortably. Hands are folded in your lap. Gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Breathe out through the nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Be aware of the body. Intensely identify with the feet and legs. Feel them. Shift the identification to the stomach and chest. Be aware of the lower back and upper back. Move your identification to the hands and arms. Feel the neck and head. Being fully aware of the body. Understand that which you are aware of, you cannot be. You are not the body. Be aware of the breath. Intensely identify with the air that flows from outside the nose to the nostrils, to the throat, to the lungs, and back to the throat, nostrils, and outside the nose. Be aware of the breathing in and breathing out, and breathing in and breathing out. Be fully aware of the breathing and understand that which you are aware of, you cannot be. You are not the breath. Be aware of the thoughts. Intensely identify with the dialogue between the doubts and the decisions within the mind. Feel as the thoughts go in uncontrolled directions, the thoughts go in controlled directions. Be aware not of what the thoughts are about. Be aware of what the thoughts are. Being fully aware of the thoughts. Understand that which you are aware of, you cannot be. You are not the mind. Be fully aware of separation. intensely identify with the sense of separation between yourself and all else. The feeling of smallness. Be aware of what this means. Who are you? What is I? Being fully aware of separation. Understand that which you are aware of, you cannot be. You are not separate. You are awareness. Infinite, constant, unconditional awareness. This is most natural, for this is your nature. Be who you are. I is not the body. I is not the breath. I is not the mind. I is not separation. I is awareness. May we all be ever free. Oh. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.